Yo, what's up guys? You guys are not going to want to miss out on this video. There's some huge news in this video about Jim Boylen. But before I get into the video, please make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you watch my videos all the time. We are pretty much 10 subs away from 7K. Hopefully by the time this video goes live, I'll be at 7K. Either way, thank you guys for all the love and support on the channel recently. But yeah, let's get right into today's video. You know, to just start off, I talked about this a little bit in my last video, so definitely check out that video if you missed it. But as most of you guys know, you know, there's been a lot of rumors of the Chicago Bulls and Jim Boylen, of course. And another topic that's been brought up is that, you know, the NBA playoffs is pretty much going to like Florida or whatever. And I saw that there might be a second bubble in Chicago. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big fan of this second bubble. You know, what if our players get hurt or sick? You know, I really don't see a point of this bubble other than to just for the NBA to make money. You know, I don't blame the NBA for wanting to make more money. They've already lost out on a bunch of money. But hopefully, like, the second bubble, you know, I don't know, maybe they have like a mini playoffs for like the first overall pick or something. Because honestly, I don't really see like Lauri Markkanen coming, you know, to play with, I mean, say he's in Finland with his family. I don't really see him coming over here with everything going around to play in meaningless games. Especially, like, what if our players get hurt or sick, like I've said. So hopefully the NBA does something, because I could definitely see some of our players not wanting to play in that. But yeah, say the second bubble does get signed off, and it's like a real thing. Jim Boylen is most likely going to stay with the Chicago Bulls and be our head coach. You know, there's been a lot of rumors about the Bulls keeping Boylen, firing him. I see all you guys in the comments asking, you know, why have we not fired Jim Boylen yet? You know, I also see a lot of people saying, you know, the Bulls are just going to keep Jim Boylen. I can feel it. And I'm going to be honest, as the days keep going by, it kind of scares me. I could honestly, the more and more I think about it, I could see the Chicago Bulls keeping Jim Boylen. You know, Arcidiacono has said he wants to do it the professional way, meet with him. And just not meeting with him, I feel like Arcidiacono is going to give him a fair chance. You know, who knows if that's just this second bubble where he gives him like to the All-Star break next season to give him a chance. I don't know, man. Because I know the owners of the Chicago Bulls and John Paxson have been pushing Arcidiacono and Mark Eversley to give Jim Boylen a fair chance and keep him. I don't know why they want to do that. I guess they want to, you know, they just want our players unhappy and us to keep having losing seasons. I don't know, man. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video, but Brian Windhorst said on ESPN 1000 that he believes Bulls head coach Jim Boylen will be back because Arcidiacono and our front office doesn't want to pay two head coaches. And I said this in my last video, if the Bulls do fire Jim Boylen and hire a new guy, we'll be paying 3 head coaches because we are still paying Fred Hoiberg money, then we'd be paying Jim Boylen money, and then we'd be paying the new guy money. And let's be honest, we all know the Chicago Bulls are cheap. We've always been cheap no matter what. We've won 6 championships, and we were still cheap back then. We're obviously going to be cheap now. The owner, we need a new owner, man. We need a new head coach. We need to continue blowing up a whole front office. I'm sick of being cheap. I want to be a winning team. But the bigger picture is, you know, of course the Bulls are cheap and all, and it wouldn't surprise me if we kept Jim Boylen because everyone knows how cheap we are. I do. I'm sick of it, man. But to look at Jim Boylen's contract, he only has like $1 million of his $1.6 million salary guaranteed. So, I mean, that still gives the Bulls a lot of flexibility in the offseason if they do fire him because we're not losing out on that much money. Like, yeah, $1 million's a lot of money to us, but to a huge organization like Chicago Bulls, that should literally be pennies. That should be nothing. I don't know why they won't just fire this man, get it over with, bring in a good, experienced head coach that our players believe in the system, want to play for, you know, push for the 8th seed, maybe make the playoffs, maybe make a little run with our young team. You know, if we made the playoffs, we'd be making so much more money than us, having these 20, 30 pointless win seasons. I just don't get this team right now, man. I could honestly see Jim Boylen returning next season. It wouldn't surprise me. I honestly hope not because, you know, our players don't like him. Let's be honest. Zach, Markkanen, they just don't like him. They don't trust him. They don't believe in the system. We need change. And I'm sick of this, man. And Bulls reporter Mark Peck, you know, he pretty much put out a tweet the other day saying, like, Bulls fans, I beg of you, do not put any stock into that nonsense Windhorst was pretty much saying on the radio about Jim Boylen. So, I mean, he does kind of work with the Bulls, so hopefully he knows him, a little bit inside that we don't. And honestly, man, like, I'm excited for the bubble to come back because I miss basketball, but at the same time, I don't want our players playing, to possibly get hurt or sick for no reason, playing meaningless games, especially if Jim Boylen's coming back to coach. I don't think any of us want to see Jim Boylen back coaching for the Bulls. It just hurts everyone's head, and I honestly feel bad for the players if he comes back. But yeah, if any other news on the NBA bubble coming back, the Bulls, and Jim Boylen come out, I'll of course keep you guys updated. But yeah, now onto the second topic in today's video. I guess recently NBA teams are really impressed by the Bulls front office hires and how we've pretty much overhauled and finally got out of whatever the mess that we've been in for many years. And I guess a lot of NBA teams also watching the whole Jim Boylen situation. Let's be honest, the Bulls have pretty much become like the Knicks recently. We've pretty much become a laughingstock in the NBA, and I'm sick of it, man. I hope the Bulls are too. Around the league, competitors have taken note that the Bulls are finally they're trying to change and get better. And a lot of people have said, they're happy that the Bulls have finally moved on and made good hires, and they've of course said that we have a bright future. And someone also said, I don't think any NBA team is happy with what the Chicago Bulls did because it means that their lives are going to be a lot harder to win a championship. He also said the Bulls have been in a rough spot over the last several years, just trying to rebuild after the Tom Thibodeau era and never really quite having an identity. And I think with the identity change with Arturas, he's known that he is a people person. He's a gym rat. He hired Mark Eversley, who has a really strong reputation around the league. So it's good to see that the NBA is starting to respect us again and of course be afraid of us because let's be honest, even though we've been bad for a few years, we're still the second or third biggest city in the NBA. We've won 6 championships. We just need to get back to the old Bulls. We need to make it to the playoffs and start just grinding, man. Our players need to put in work, even if Jim Boylen comes back. I know they don't like him. I don't like him. I know you guys don't like him. But they just need to say screw it and grind their asses off and hopefully make the playoffs next year. I'm sick of the Bulls being bad. I mean, who knows with the whole bubble coming back and the whole Jim Boylen situation. But like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. Please subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. Hopefully we're at 7K by the time this video goes live. Thank you guys for all the love and support recently. Make sure to leave any comments or questions below about this topic and the whole Jim Boylen situation. Thank you guys for watching this video. Have a good one.